What's this? I found something. I've spotted something. spotted something.
Lucky find.
The spirit of a painting hovers where the painting itself once stood. The second passion of Lucian, you presume. It's difficult to see the image as it must appear in the real world. This, perhaps, is the moment where Lucian killed Damien and sacrificed himself for the world. The ghost looks around the room with an incredulous shake of his head and fixates on the set of paintings before him.
What a fool I've been. Thieving was the best chance I had of keeping afloat in this wretched city. Never thought that would mean trying to impress a band of urchins, let alone getting crushed by a damn golem. Big Tomorrow said they'd let me in their grubby little guild if I helped them nab that painting of Kemm's, the second passion of Lucian. Well, we made it in all right, and while Kemm's constructs tore me to shreds, they all ran off with a painting. If you don't know her, it's best to keep it that way. That thieves' guild of hers is a cutthroat bunch of young'uns. You! Damned you!
I've spotted something.
Wendigo lies on the floor, her essence all but drained from her frail bones. She shifts with a light clatter at the sight of you.
The God King's punishment awaits. I pray it arrives soon. This is what becomes of the King's fallen angels. Torture, decay. I came for the Sworn Breaker. I found only Kemm's fury. A shrine to the God King. Kemm's holy refuge. And, it seems, my tomb. It's a hope I can't afford myself. But if you should ever offer such a gift, I wouldn't refuse it.
Good find.
A dagger of pain shoots through your head, halting your advance instantly. You hear a voice, soft and calm, yet laced with disappointment.
Such a long journey you have undertaken, in the service of thieving charlatans, in pursuit of that which you will never obtain.
A long, sad sigh reaches you from the depths of the void itself.
I saw your abysmal treatment of my servant Isbale. Please, test my patience no further. This is your last chance. Abandon this folly, leave, and never return.
I am the past. I will be the future. I am the God King. You are but a misguided servant. Heed my words and leave. I do not wish you harm, unless you force my hand. Because my followers are many, my followers are everywhere. Your endeavors are pointless.
The voice fades away, and with it, the pain. Only the God King knows the weight of responsibility.
Look, under the shrine, there's a pressure plate.
Only the God King knows the weight of responsibility. Only the God King knows the weight of responsibility.
someone here. He seems to be in great pain.
Good find.
The man before you writhes in pain, oblivious to you. Otherworldly shackles are coiled all around him. The man raises his head with an anguished groan.
There is nothing you can do. Save yourself. Because I refused to talk. I will not talk. I am Ahu. Well, your search is at an end. Apologies if you were expecting a more convivial setting.
He coughs up a gout of blood. Before he can respond to your criticism, his eyes roll back and he passes out from the pain.
Ghosts! And they're tearing his soul apart.
The spirit ignores you, focused as it is on tearing the source from its captive. It stinks of dark magic. There's nothing in the spirit but pain, its own and that of its captive. He resists the agony, but it's only a matter of time before the spirits tear his source away. The pain begins to hurt you too. The spirit seizes the pain you inflict upon it and turns it back on you. The pain you share nears unbearable levels, and the spirit begins to smile. This is the pinnacle of its existence. And then it exists no more. The pain it gave you ebbs away.
Stop! I told you to leave. You're going to kill me. You can't.
He shudders as fresh waves of pain course through him.
Leave, or you still have a chance. And don't...
He passes out mid-sentence from the pain. The dark stench assails you. The spirit concentrates on tearing the source from its captive. The spirit seizes the pain you inflict upon it and turns it back on you. The pain you share nears unbearable levels, and the spirit begins to smile. This is the pinnacle of its existence. And then it exists no more. The pain it gave you ebbs away.
Stop! Yeah! Stop! Please stop! The pain! It's too much!
His face goes slack as the pain renders him senseless. The man doesn't respond. He's out cold. The dark stench assails you. The spirit concentrates on tearing the source from its captive. The spirit seizes the pain you inflict upon it and turns it back on you. The pain you share nears unbearable levels, and the spirit begins to smile. This is the pinnacle of its existence. And then it exists no more. The pain it gave you ebbs away.
Hard gas. Pain only. No.
Doesn't it?
Why, Ahu? I didn't know you had so many admirers. Come in. Come in. I'm sure you have so many questions for me, but they can wait. First, I'd like to introduce you to an old friend.
Wendigo appears in a flash, bound and broken. Her bones are the color of old ash, and her teeth crooked and yellowed.
I found her snooping around my estate, and I don't like it when people touch my things.
Wendigo's shattered form recoils as Kemm raises his hand. Kemm pretends not to hear you. He looms over Wendigo, a behemoth in contrast to her pathetic frame.
I'd rather spend an eternity floating in void to one spent in bondage. Send me to the king.
As you wish. Now then, my dear Lord Ahu, you should have told me to expect visitors.
Run, you fools!
Fitting, I assure you. Not that you...
Why, Kemm? Why betray everything for which you once stood?
Betray? I didn't betray the Order. I liberated it. As one of Lucian's pawns, I stood for weakness, frailty. And then the God King showed me the world as it could be. He made me a promise. He promised me a path unburdened by Lucian's pathetic need to defend the defenseless. He promised me a world dominated by the worthiest bloodlines across the ages. He promised me a lasting seat at his glorious table in return for my oath. For the king chooses only the strongest, the most loyal, the most deserving. And now, Godwoken, I uphold the final act of my oath. Your execution. You can forget about finding Lucian. Believe me, no good comes from our so-called divine. I thought you might say that. Never mind. Soon enough, you'll be free of this folly.
With a glint in the dark of his eye, the spirit of Kemmm sneers at you.
I am sworn to the king, and sworn I remain, Godwoken. I owe you nothing. Ishbale? Damn her to Nemesis if her duties go unfulfilled. Weak, even in undeath, consumed by petty jealousy of the God King's star pupils. Yet our master's might is legendary. With or without me, with or without Ishbale, the God King rises. My aims were, are, no less than the God King's triumph. That's all you can know. Silence! Your words mean nothing to me. I serve but one master.
With a glint in the dark of his eye, the spirit of Kemmm sneers at you.
I am sworn to the king, and sworn I remain, Godwoken. Ishbale? Damn her to Nemesis if her duties go unfulfilled. With or without me, with or without Ishbale, the God King rises. My aims were, are, no less than the God King's triumph. That's all you can know. Enough! Is it not obvious to you? To own the city is to own the cathedral, to own the tomb, to own Lucian.
Lucian is the key. The Seven may be dead, but their essence still lives within his rotting corpse. When the God King claims that final pearl of divinity, his reign will begin. Imagine it, Godwoken, a pure and perfect world. Cowards will no longer beg for scraps at warriors' feet. The fruits of our own labor will belong only to us. The divinity held within Lucian's cadaver belongs only to the King's chosen. And you are not worthy. My master requires nothing less than the dead divine lying in its most famous tomb. There is still the wisp of the Seven residing within him, a single wisp separating the rightful king from his kingdom.
What? No! No! This was not the deal! This was not the deal! I will return!
The spirit watches you, composed and dignified, even in death.
Of course you do, Godwoken. Why else would you seek out a tired old spectre like myself? But what you ask was expressly forbidden by the Divine. Lucian was so intent his tomb remained sacred that he enacted the Sorcerer Pogrom. Better to silence all sorcerers than to chance a Godwoken arising and entering. His paranoia was so great, he saw to it that his tomb was turned into a fortress to thwart the likes of you. I swore to uphold his wishes, but that was before the Voidwoken. I know. Lucian's plan has failed. The world needs a Godwoken to ascend. I am not one to break an oath lightly. But I'm also not one to ignore the truth. Not when it's written in my own blood. The void nears. I'd sooner the future be in the hands of a Godwoken than with the Black Ring. Nobody knows every step of the way to Lucian's tomb. But I'll do what I can for you. First, you must get past the Path of Blood. An amulet filled with source paired with the Scroll of Atonement will let you by unharmed. Good. But you will need to fill the amulet with source, and to find the Scroll of Atonement also. Only then can you proceed. But beware. Many obstacles remain. I can help with only one. The Death Room is a chamber of many levers. 5 will lead you closer to your goal. The rest will lead you to your death. Each lever is named for a virtue of the divine. Find the levers whose initials spell the word power. Select these 5 and these alone. Then ask. The divine cannot be asked such questions, Godwoken. Besides, I trusted him. He must have had his reasons. I just hope he'll forgive me for breaking the oath I swore. He said that if anyone were to approach his remains, then the world would be left vulnerable to the void. It was not for me to question how, only to serve. Farewell, Godwoken. The Hall of Echoes beckons me.
Windigo's spirit quakes. She is no longer the arrogant banshee that summoned a kraken and brought down a magister vessel, but a fearful child bracing for parental punishment.
He's close, so close. Can't you feel him, Godwoken? The king approaches.
A moment of silence passes, and then Windigo's scream splits the air.
He's tearing away my soul, Godwoken. Cast me to the void if you must, but do not let him take me.
Windigo's spirit flutters and writhes. Your skull squeezes tight, and your throat burns with fire, but the substance of her being is nearly yours. Your head shrieks as if split in two by the God King's umbrage, but you have overcome. Windigo's source funnels into you in steady gushes as you sling her spirit into the void.
What's this? I found something.